All right, so welcome everybody to the Women's Empower Network today. I am so excited to be sharing with you Joyce, and she's going to be talking. Oh, excuse me. Had another window open, so technical. But anyway, she's going to be talking with us today about health goes where energy flows. So, Joyce, take it away.
Well, it was really nice to get the invitation, and it's really nice to meet you and be here. So, love and adore women. And when you reached out, I was really excited to at least share my journey because I think it's every female goes through. Thank God for women, I feel, is because we wear many hats. And we are multitaskers, right? So we can take care of the family, we can take care of the kids, we take care of the household, we have to take care of the husband or the mate or the partner. And at the end of the day, there's really nothing left over for mom. And that happened to me in 2001. I hit burnout, corporate America, 80 to 100 hours a week. I have to say, a man was not a plan for me. So I was kind of married to my desk. And so I never really married. I didn't have children. And I left corporate America and I was so burnt out. I was the most stressed person I knew. And I met someone at a beach and they were a practitioner and they did energy healing through quantum physics. And I did 4 sessions and I fell in love with the process. So what do? We become what we need. I became a stress reductionist and I've been doing it 20 years. So it's really all about energy. And I focus because I was the most stressed person. I really believe dis-ease in the body stems from the brain. When we are stressed and we don't address it, I think it manifests a physical ailment wherever it is, wherever our weakest point in the body. And the reason why I can speak with such clarity is because I had to be honest with my own sessions when I ran myself. My mental emotional health was terrible, but my physical body was so strong. And I'm a fighter, I'm a warrior, being a woman in a man's world. I was the top performer. I was the only one that made my bonuses, but never got a check because no one else made their bonuses. So I was always that fighter. All I wanted to know was, I just want to hear, great job, Joyce. It never came. So through my work of releasing childhood traumas, releasing my negative self-thought, it brought me to where I am today that I just love what I do, empowering men and women and children. I work with families that when their children have some ailments and they can't figure out, doctors don't know what's going on, they do an energetic session. And I'm able to find out what that stressor is so that it might be their diet. It might be they have feather pillows on their bed and their sinuses are plugged up. My system will tell me feathers, and I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't cure. I don't give cures or diagnoses or treat. All I do is balance their energetic body from stress. It will say feathers, and the mother will say, he sleeps on a feather pillow. He's got a down comforter. That's feathers. I said, just try it. Take it off the bed. They take it off, and the sinus issue definitely goes away. So it's just been an amazing journey that, I don't believe in, allopathic drugs. I really believe in a holistic approach. I like to go back to biblical times and eat from the land, drink good water, eat good food. And, I feel like what's going on in today's world that I was born to be here to help humanity, help and just say there is something on the other side of the chaos. And if we can just take control of our mindset, let go, let God, forgiveness, love letter to self, and just empower ourselves to really love what we see in the mirror. And if we don't like something, then we change it. So that's how I approach clients, how to get through their stress.
So if we can go back a little bit, I had this thought come in my head is, so what started the imbalance was the need to excel at work so that you could get recognition. Is that right?
I think it was the driving force that they would always make my quotas another $1 million. So I grew my business at least a million and a half every year. So I was that machine. I was so excited because I wanted to reach that goal because I felt like I really was never recognized at home. I never like raised my hand when I was in school. My dad was a truck driver, not home much. My mom was a stay-home mom, and she was mom and dad to us. So I was very fortunate. She was so great. She went everywhere, took us everywhere. But as an adult, and after I realized the rat wheel that we were on, really all I wanted was recognition. And through my process, I had to look in the mirror, and the only one I need to be recognized by is me. And once I let that go, it just kind of fell away. And I just keep getting healthier and deeper in my process because look, we all have stuff. It's the way we take it on. If I get angry about something, I'm like, why? Did I not communicate effectively? Because I never got to speak at home. So I now speak my truth, sometimes without a filter, because I never had that balance. So it's just like some people are like, oh my gosh, you're brutally honest. I go, I don't know how to lie because of not having sleep. I was a chronic insomniac for 12 years on Ambien for 12 years. And through my process, I detoxed my brain and I was really afraid I'd get dementia or Alzheimer's at a very, very early age. So that's why I went the holistic route and I detoxed the mind, body, spirit. But I have to tell you, like, I'm 66 years young. I weigh the same thing I weighed in high school. I have found the answers. And that's what I share with my clients today is that you have to really love yourself exactly where you are. And then when you finally at least appreciate and stop talking about yourself like, oh, I have a wrinkle or I have 10 pounds or I don't like that cellulite. It's like, it's okay. It's just temporary. We beat ourselves up and it's still about stinking thinking and about our negative mindset. And that's where I was until I switched it. So it's really important to shift your mindset, which is one of my programs is mindset, mission, and moves. It's like if we don't get the self-love, that's got to be first. And moms, I'm really talking to you, you have to be first on your list. I remember everybody saying, if mama's not happy, no one's happy. And that's really true. So we have to make ourselves happy and we have to look in the mirror and just say, okay, if I don't like something I see, do something about it. You know, make a shift, make a change, and anything is possible. But it was
If
recognition.
for you, I totally get that. And so if somebody's on that, I think of that hamster cage, right, going,
The
going,
wheel.
going. The wheel, yeah, just spinning it. What would you recommend somebody do, some small thing to kind of slow that down, and what could they do?
Okay. So if you would be a participant with me, I will show you what I am doing when I roll out my program, and I'm going to do this on Zoom, but I'd be more than happy to share it with your audience because I learned it from a mentor, Al Diaz, about 15 years ago, and I have his approval to share it because it was such a profound change for me that I finally got it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something to you and I'm going to call your name, and it's Jenny, right? Is it Jenny you go
Like a
by? Okay,
bottle of
Jenny.
gin. Yep.
Oh, Jen. Okay, Jenny. Okay. So I'm going to look you directly in the eye. Does it look like, because I'm on a camera, if I look this way, am I looking you in the eye? Okay. So just think that we are energetically connected and we're connected here on Zoom, but I want you to realize that our hands are we're holding each other's hand. And I'm going to say something to you 3 times. And then I would like you to express to me how that made you feel. And then I'll have you do it back to me. And the whole point is if I was taught this as a child, my life would have been totally different. So this is my gift to you and your group. So Jen, I love you for who you are, what you are, and what you bring to the world. Jen, I love you for who you are. I love you for what you are and what you bring to the world. Jen, I love you for who you are, what you are, and what you bring to the world. So, how did that make you feel?
Loved.
And that totally came from my heart center. So, when I went and did this at this workshop, when I had to do it, and I did it with a friend, she invited me. And the moment I looked into her eyes, because when you're really close, you actually see your reflection. So I have my clients do this in the mirror every morning and every night for 30 days. And the first time you do it, I was like this, Joyce, I love you for who you are, what you bring to the world. There was like no feeling, but I started crying immediately. And then when we had to go home and do it, and actually when I did it with her, I cried, but I literally saw my face in her eyes. It was so magical that it just blew me away. So when I went home, I did it every morning and every night, like I was told. And I'm the best student when I pay for something and they tell me to do something, I do it. So but it was very still mechanical because I didn't like what I saw, like it was blank. So, but then I thought, oh, why don't I say it to Joyce, the 5-year-old? Then I got to shift my voice. And once my voice sounded loving, I would sob, I would bawl, I would like, I can't believe. And I was like, that was really the recognition I only needed was from up above and from self. Because sometimes we don't get the love where we think it's supposed to come from. But I get the love from everybody I meet because I treat everybody the same way, whether it's somebody that's homeless to the president of anywhere. Like I always approach people on their human and I want to show my heart self. I'm a servant and it brings me much joy. So I don't know if you'd like to do it back, or I just ask you and your followers to just, if you could do that, you say your name and say, I love you for who you are, what you are, and what you bring to the world with the most loving voice at your 5-year-old self. And I guarantee self-love will be there and things will shift and then I help my clients go to the next thing because we can't change anything if we don't love ourselves. It's almost impossible. Or else we do it 2 days, it stops and we break down and we never finish. So it's really important. I really am strong, minded about my clients doing the work because I can't assist you if you don't want change and the world changes. We have to be able to flow, go with the flow.
So
So
is
that's what I
this
start
like
with.
a one-on-one type coaching, or is this like a process that you take people through, or it's a combination of both?
Yeah, it is both. When I do the energy sessions, literally I have a energetic device and it has 11,000 frequencies. My business is totally remotely and globally. I do Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, Canada, all around the United States, Sweden, Ireland, Italy. I've done Zoom sessions with what my process is because the world is quantum physics. And I'm so excited it's here because I've been doing this 20 years and everybody's told me I have 3 heads. They're like my family, my friends, like, you're crazy. And I'm like, they're like, what are you doing? I go, I'm doing my work. I go, you never believed me. I go, but I'm about anti-aging. I get better each year instead of sicker each year. And I said, I walk the talk. So I do sessions, but the workshop that I'll invite anybody that wants to come will be on March 27th, and I'll give you guys a link to register. But I'm actually doing like a 90-minute workshop where if you just come and you learn, I guarantee you'll get 3 to 6 tips that if you implement, things will shift in your life. Because I believe stress is the first silent killer that no one talks about. So I do it as a group. And then when I roll out a program, I can only take 20 applicants. There's only so many hours in the day. So I usually do one-on-one of the energy sessions because it's personal. It says a lot of their history. It goes back to when you're in your mother's womb, the resonance of your energetic body. Like we are a bubble and we are full of energy. Everything has energy, everything has a frequency, right? So there's all these frequencies that if someone was really had mental emotional stress, it would tell me, oh, they want a Bach flower or they want a flower essence. I mean, I used to cry when I did my sessions, and I'm like, know what my darkest, deepest secrets were showing up on the screen. It blew me away. So the creator was way beyond its time. This product is like 50 years old, and I've had it for 20 years or maybe 45 years. So it's my baby. Like I am so embedded with it that I totally changed my life, and I changed the lives of all my clients when they do the work and they implement when I tell them what's going on.
Well, just doing that simple exercise that you were talking about with the mirror, that I can imagine it just kind of like that's just the first layer.
It's got to be the beginning because, like we were talking about mentors, mentors need mentors. I mean, successful people all need mentors, and I am totally a proponent of that. Like I invest a lot of money with mentors. It's my college. Like that's how I look at it. Like I love to invest in me. Where am I gonna? I don't like to waste my money. I'm not in the material world. My car's to 2012. It doesn't matter to me. I matter, so I spend all my money on health and wellness naturally, so I have a long and abundant life. But now I forgot the question. I got off the tangent.
Well, that's okay. That's totally fine. What would be some parting words that you would want to leave with the group today?
Oh, that's a big one. Well, here's one of my mantras that so resonates with me that I'll pass on. Seek the gift, and all that happens, and you'll find peace from within.
That's so beautiful. Joyce, it's been a delight. I love getting to know you. And like you said earlier, we will be posting any and all links to your program, to your webpage, to your Facebook group, whatever it is, so that they can get in touch with you and continue their journey of unfolding and becoming their full potential. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.